Hey, what's up? This is Rick Rumble from Rumble in the Morning on FM 99 Radio in Norfolk, Virginia, and worldwide at FM99.com. And you are listening to the Hoppe and Super Rich Show.
What's up? This is the Hoppe and Super Rich Show. I'm Ryan Hoppe.
I'm Ryan Stupperidge.
Okay, call the show 630-785-2510. That is 630-785-2510. Or if you want to call us and get on air and talk to us, but maybe you're a bit shy and you want your tweet to come to us in real time so we can read your opinion, or if you want us to get a tweet that says how awful we are, I'm on Twitter at HoppyRadio893. What's yours, Super Rich?
You can follow me on Twitter at Ryan Stupperidge, STUPRICH.
You can follow me on Twitter at rrisky16.
And follow the official flagship channel for the Hoppe and Super Rich Show on Thursdays at The Edge on Air so you can see everything going on with the show. Man, have I been a chatty Cathy lately? Have you guys noticed that? Like, I'll never, ever call you guys unless it's for something short, and then it's like 10 minutes. I legit feel bad for Super Rich because he's very outgoing on the air, but at the same time, you're not a phone guy. And you've been listening to me babble like a moron for the last few weeks. Or no,
I'm not a phone guy for anybody. I hate, like, talking on the phone to my parents, for instance, or something.
I feel bad because, like, here's what's going on. Like, I just have a lot on my mind this week. And I'll call Super Rich, and you can just tell, hello, yeah.
Well, and I think you called me at the worst time. You called me right when the World Series and the Bulls game was starting at the same time.
Inconvenience, Hoppe. You need to get that straightened out.
Yeah, it was an
And then I call Risky.
At 2 a.m.
No, okay.
No, I've seen that one time. I'm your late night guy.
That was a really angry day.
Actually, it might have been 3. I don't remember.
No. It was 2.
Yesterday was 12:30.
We talked 2 to 3 a.m. That was an interesting day. I was really angry. Forget what I was so angry. Oh, I was angry because I'm single, and I worked out really hard at the gym late night, and I was caffeinated, and I was angry that I was single. And I was just angry about life. That was last week. And I'm just screaming at Risky in my car about my life.
Yeah, that's right. You're like, oh, yeah, you're screaming. I'm just thinking, how is he not waking people up? And then he accidentally honks the horn on the car.
What happened was I got mad, so I grabbed my fist, and I, like, pounded on the car, and I didn't think I was going to hit the alarm. So then he goes, my dad wakes up. My dad comes outside and looks at me like, oh, he's in the car talking to someone. But, like, if it woke up my dad, who's a very deep sleeper, it must have woke up the whole neighborhood. And I'm like, what the hell?
I was just like, what the hell was that? And you're like, oh, yeah, that was the car alarm. I was like, oh, no wonder why no one can hear you screaming.
But, yeah, since I'm 21, dude, it's been a very weird week, man. Like, there's a lot going on. And I swear this song right here has been calming me down. Like, it's almost not normal how many times I've been listening to Michelle Branch. Like, it's about time.
You're listening to Michelle Branch?
It's about time this girl makes a comeback. Screw Katy Perry. I almost feel crazy the amount of times I've been listening to The Game of Love lately. Like, do you like the song Risky?
I remember it. I think we were, what, second grade when it came out, probably? Yeah.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I was in my room sipping, or not really sipping, gulping on wine while this song is playing.
So you're a closet drinker now?
I'm a closet something else, too. You've never heard this song?
No!
Risky, how have you never heard this song, Risky?
Well, he's probably come across it, but not enough. I mean, I used to, I used to be on all the radio.
Seconds, right?
This is a beautiful
it used to be
song.
On the radio station.
Never hearing of this song is like never hearing of chocolate ice cream. Get the hell out of here.
Chocolate ice cream?
But yeah, dude, it was weird.
They have chocolate ice cream?
Yeah, who what
I've
been is that? Since when?
I've been a vanilla and strawberry guy my whole life. I've never. Never.
Yeah. Dude, this song has been calming me down this week, dude. Just listen to how beautiful it is. Like, my mom was like, how many times are you going to play that song? Like,
Santana's on the guitar for that, right?
Oh, yeah, but Michelle Branch, dude, the way she sings, man, it's very sexy. All right, call the show. 630-785-2510. That's 630-785-2510. All right. Super Rich has an article loaded up about everything going on with Johnny Manziel, and I have a few words. I'm not one of the guys where I bring numbers to the table, and I'm going to tell you why during the preseason he lost the role or didn't win it over Brian Hoyer.
He didn't play well.
Exactly. I'm not one of the guys.
At least he admitted that he didn't play well, though.
Yeah, good for him. I'm not one of the guys who's going to come on here and say that he's full quarterback because he's more athletic and he's going on with hotter girls than we ever will. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be humble about it. And
That's a depressing thought right there.
Have you seen his girlfriend?
Dude, she's such a hot piece.
Thanks for getting me down now.
Dude,
That's
really
getting me down.
Dude, because I love like when girls wear like tight dresses, and there's like a picture of her with his Heisman, dude. Her dress, dude. Oh my Lord, does she look sexy in that? But here's my point. I'm not going to come on here and rant. I don't want you thinking I'm a Manziel hater. I got all these boneheads last night when I did this tweet rampage about the topic we'll get into. You're nothing but a Manziel hater. You're uninformed, man.
There's a lot of Manziel haters. I mean,
is there anything
are there a
wrong
lot of
with
people
that,
who? Is there a lot of people who love the guy? I don't see that either.
Well, here's my thing.
I don't get why he's like one of the top-selling jerseys in the NFL when he doesn't play.
Because Cleveland does it as like a party thing to do, which is cool. I mean, Cleveland needs something to cheer them up, like
They
me.
have LeBron.
But I'm just saying, like, well, yeah, they do have LeBron. The Indians are all right with Terry Francona. They're 4-3, but like, there's a report that Johnny Manziel is being very quiet and very cocky that he's not playing. And I think it's because for the first time ever, adversity. He was probably always the best quarterback since kindergarten, middle school, high school. He got every girl he wanted. Everyone bought him things back as a kid because he had rich parents, and at Texas A&M, and the coaches were buying him everything. The NCAA was buying him things because he's money Manziel.
Plus,
he
probably
wins
free
the high
tuition.
Free tuition. He didn't even have to go to class. You just go there and play calculator games. Like, you know, his whole life, Manziel has been given things to him. He gets to party with celebrities, this and that. So the first time ever that he has to face the dog pound fan base, the first time ever that he has to fight adversity, it seems like he's coming off like a tool, like a douchebag, and that he can't face it. The fact that he's not ready, and the guy who's 4-3 is more NFL ready than him because he's more of a veteran.
You know, it's kind of funny that he said he was the best quarterback in the NFL draft, and of all the first-round quarterbacks taken, he's the only one still on the bench.
Let's do a side topic. If we could judge the NFL quarterbacks by how hot their girlfriends are, who has a better NFL career, Blake Bortles or Johnny Manziel? There, I'd have to say Blake Bortles, dude. His girlfriend is so hot.
Or Ryan Tannehill, too.
No, but he wasn't in a draft. I'm saying this year's draft. Blake Bortles, dude. His girlfriend, man. Woo. Please marry me. All right.
A.J. McCarron's is pretty hot, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not a... well, that commercial of her
He got
eating
married.
Well, that... She's really religious, so she would tweet out, like, Bible verses, so you know she's not that much of a freak.
Oh.
And the other problem with that is...
That's a turnoff.
She did those commercials for Hardee's, I think, where she's eating a burger and it looks so sloppy. I never thought that commercial was sexy at all. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the Hardee's and Carl's Jr. commercials.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. So what does it say in the article? Because I got some thoughts in my mind.
All right, so Mike
Patine
can sense Johnny Manziel's frustration with not playing.
It's okay. You don't need to know what his name is.
Yeah,
he'll be fired
well,
at the
that's
end of the
why
year.
I never
Just
hear.
like-
I
just like
never
every
hear the
Browns-
last name.
Just
so.
like every Browns coach, he'll be fired at the end of the season.
But they're 4-3. It seems like he's doing something right, and at least he's being honest
with
with
a
what
terrible roster.
Well, Hoyer's playing well right now, but we will see how that works out in a couple weeks. But Johnny Manziel's frustration with not playing. He's quiet. You can feel it, he says.
I can imagine this. After games, yeah! Woo! They're all pumped up, and then Manziel's in the corner on his phone texting.
good job.
Good job,
If I was
Hoyer.
in there, we would have won 50-3.
If I was in there would have been some money signs. How dare you get a touchdown and then just be humble
If
about
Manziel
it.
was starting right now, they would have maybe 2 wins if they're lucky.
Yeah, Hoyer won. Like he
And
won
he would-
some of the like that game against Tennessee when they were down 28-3. Hoyer won that game.
Mm-hmm.
And you know he would go like 18 for 50 with like 150 yards. He'd be diddly squat.
With a couple picks.
Yeah, he would definitely throw some interceptions. So, so here's a quote from the coach. Well, I think that he's just quiet. I think you can feel it. I'd be shocked. Maybe I'm imposing it on him, but you feel it because you know what kind of competitor he is.
And here's the thing. I went on a Twitter rampage about how this shows that he's an egotistical douchebag who's mad that the attention's not on Manziel for once. I liked him at Texas A&M. And here's why this shows that he's a douchebag. He was always outspoken. He was always tweeting things about how great he was after wins. He was out partying with everybody. He's never been a quiet guy. So for the first time ever, he's walking around quiet and being egotistical. This shows that his ego is hurt. This shows that he's afraid of Brian Hoyer and is jealous that he's getting all the attention as their team is 4-3 and above 500. Shut up, Money Manziel. If you're so great at making it rain in the club, then you need to make it rain on the field, and you haven't earned that chance. So quit being a baby and support the team, you loser.
Well, I think that going into this year, even though he didn't think he had to work to get the job, and then when he didn't get it, he probably just thought, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe 3 or 4 into the season when they're losing all the games, that he'll get the nod over Hoyer, and Hoyer's winning games.
Yeah, Hoyer's decent. Before he tore his ACL, he was doing good on that Thursday night game against the Bills. He did all right the first few games of the season because that was the third game of the year. Like, they were all right. So what else to say?
I think they won 2 of those games.
Yeah.
They were, 2-0, and then they lost that to the Bills or something.
No, I think they beat the Bills, and then they were 2-1 after the Bills game, I think.
So he goes on to say, here's a guy that's gone from the past, how many falls being out there making plays to standing there and having to watch. The competitor that he is one of the biggest reasons we brought him here. So if he didn't feel that way, I'd be shocked. So he's saying it's okay that he's sort of, quiet and maybe a little upset.
Bitter.
If
he's
he were
bitter.
That's a good point. He's bitter because he's not taking over Cleveland in the dog pound. Here's the thing. Maybe if you weren't partying a whole summer with Tyrese, Bieber, and Floyd Mayweather, and you were actually training every single day like Brian Hoyer supposedly was, then you'd be NFL ready. If you were such a competitor, you would be patting Brian Hoyer on the back and asking for advice. Or maybe not asking, but watching what he's doing right. And
well, he could ask for advice, too.
Yeah.
But, wouldn't want to give it to him because he's not trying to lose his job. I'm just saying there's ways you can talk to, NFL quarterbacks and get advice and mentoring.
Well, the only way Hoyer would lose his job is if he got hurt.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you guys think that it's
if, let's say this real quick. What if he were to call Dan Marino or to call Drew Brees or somebody, because he has some of those numbers, and just say, what do I need to do? What are some tips? Can we do some practice in the offseason? If he did all this in the offseason, maybe he'd be NFL ready. But maybe he's just not that good. But this shows that it's all about Johnny Manziel. And this shows that he's a terrible competitor, because if he was such a great competitor, he would be on Hoyer's side and tweeting, we're 4-3, but it's all about Money Manziel, man. I got the party with Jimmy Tatro, dude. I was dressed up in a Scooby-Doo outfit, and 2 girls were around me, man. I'm Money Manziel. And when it's time for you to be a big boy and the spotlight is on you in Cleveland, you are fumbling like a little coward. Shut up.
Do you guys think that it's ironic that this report comes out a couple days before LeBron James' season starts?
Well, that's a good point, too.
He's mad that he's not taking over Cleveland, and now that the NBA's starting, LeBron's going to be getting all the highlight. Going to be getting all the attention.
I didn't think about that.
At 7 o'clock tonight, it's not about the Browns anymore for the rest of the season. It's all about the Cavs and
unless
LeBron.
More about
winning.
LeBron. See,
unless unless the Browns keep winning, which they probably won't.
Well, he was mad that because he wanted to be the one that's taking all the highlights in Cleveland, and now that the NBA season's starting, LeBron will be getting all of the attention, and he knows that since he didn't get enough when he wanted to, he's not going to be getting any of it now. And even if he was getting the attention before, he wouldn't be getting any of it now because they're excited for basketball season.
No, but listen, what if they were 5-0 and he took over, or they were 4-3 because of him, but those games he had great yardage? It'd be equal. The whole plot line would be Money Manziel and King James are taking over Cleveland. He's jealous that his boy LeBron's taking over with Kevin Love, with Kyrie Irving, with Sean Marion and everyone on that bench, Mike Miller. His ego is hurt because he probably thought it was just going to be handed to him, like everything in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get that.
I just don't get guys like this. If you're so great, work for it. Don't party, you idiot.
So there's a couple more quotes here. This is pretty much. I mean, there's a lot of quotes from the coach. So it can happen in the span of one play, meaning Hoyer could get hurt at any moment. You see it all around the league all the time. He has to be ready to go. He has to be prepared, and there's no reason to think that he's not. So
how funny would it be if Hoyer got hurt and then they sent the third string quarterback in instead of Manziel?
It'd be like a big FU to Manziel.
Or they just put in Josh Gordon as quarterback.
Just somebody else.
Who was the third stringer? I don't even know. You're a sports encyclopedia. Who is it?
I don't know who the third string is. Any idea who he is, Risky?
Let me check. What else did the article say?
I actually don't know. He might be on the practice squad, and they might have to promote him.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if he's on the actual roster.
There's at least 3 on that team, including the practice squad. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have 3 quarterbacks.
Well, while we find that, here's a couple other quotes. None of us have a crystal ball. We don't know when it could happen, and it's important that the frustration is natural for him to deal with, but he does have to be ready to go.
There is no backup quarterback to Johnny Manziel, so you'd probably pick up someone in a free agent. What if they gave it to Paul Kruger? Just do your thing, dude.
I think Rex Grossman's a free agent.
That's true. Or he was with a team. He might not be anymore.
No, he's not. He's a free agent.
Okay,
He just kind of roams around the NFL, just kind of on a new team every week. Sexy Rexy.
Let's see. The coach also admitted he's curious to see how Manziel will perform if thrown into action. They briefly discussed having him in at the end of the loss in Jacksonville, but wanted to let Hoyer try to finish on a better note.
Rex Grossman was on the Browns this year, but got waived after the preseason, so... What if they just brought in Rex Grossman if Brian Hoyer
he's their first call if an injury happens.
I would almost go with Rex Grossman. If Johnny Manziel had one bad game, I would almost go with Rex Grossman for your chance to win.
I'd go with Rex Grossman before Manziel could have his bad game.
I would give Manziel 1 or 2 games. If he's crap...
It depends if the season would be lost by that point. If the season is over, then you might as well just start Manziel.
See what you have in him and let him develop.
Yeah.
He said he has no idea how it will all play out, in part because Hoyer is in a contract year, which is true. The two sides are not currently negotiating and might not do so till after the season. So Hoyer, if he's not going to get the money he wants, he could be going to the Manziel show.
And he's from Cleveland. He's from Cleveland.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he is.
I didn't know that.
And there's a sub shop out there, it's our Potbellies, and he's the official sponsor. That's his
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
And the Browns do have a quarterback on their practice squad.
His name
Connor
is
Shaw.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. Let's see how good Connor Shaw is.
Well, he's on the practice squad. He's not that good, but
actually, he's pretty good. He made it in sports, and he went to South Carolina.
Yeah, do you know how much
He's 23 years old, and he looks like a 32-year-old that roams around ICB.
You kind of like Phil Dawson. Do you guess how much money?
He does look like Phil Dawson. Holy crap! I have to tweet that out. At Hoppe Radio 893, Connor Shaw, the third backup quarterback on the Browns, looks like Phil Dawson. All right, what else did the article say?
Not much left. Just talking about Hoyer. Let's see. Hoyer, who sat behind Tom Brady for 3 seasons, knows exactly how Manziel feels. So here's Hoyer talking. Yeah, I think anyone who's a competitor, and we all know Johnny and I are great competitors, you want to be on the field. I know from my past experience, when you're not playing, you want to be out on the field. Unfortunately, in this sport, there's only one quarterback, but I think he's done a great job for taking advantage of the reps he gets on the scout team, the reps we give him on offense, and just continuing to learn what it is to be a pro. I think he's done a great job.
Basically, he's saying, I'm the man, shut up, but you've done a good job being my bitch. You know what I mean?
Guess how much money the lowest paid players on the practice squad make?
How much?
The minimum for a practice squad member is $80,000.
Okay.
That's not bad. I mean, I'll take
that. That's good.
That's good for somebody who's not playing in the NFL.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Cleveland's affordable. You can get a nice crib downtown Cleveland.
Well, and another thing.
Hang out on West 6th Street.
And another thing is, that's like a lot of money to not even do anything.
Right.
Even in practice.
Exactly.
Just show up to practice and you get paid. And that's only the lowest paid guys. Some guys make more.
It's like, yeah, that's pretty good for
not
doing much.
I talked to Hoppe about this. Over Roger Goodell's 7-year span as the NFL commissioner, guess how much money he's made?
Yeah, I know it's been like an absurd amount. It's been a lot. I don't know. Just tell me. I don't want to guess.
7 years, $210 million.
Right.
Clayton Kershaw's contract with the Dodgers is 7 years, $215 million.
Yeah.
So he's literally getting Clayton Kershaw money.
He's getting Clayton Kershaw money. He probably can't even
just for
throw
being
to the
a
mound.
fat redhead who's ruining the NFL. You're a loser, Roger Goodell.
And he'll probably get a raise to about $56 million this year.
Oh, jeez.
Here's my
Or
last.
more.
Yeah. Here's my last thing. It's just like, if you're so great, Johnny Manziel, you've had everything given to you your whole life, but the one time that you have to fight adversity, man, and the one time that you have to show how good of a competitor you are, to me, you're not really showing how good of a competitor you are.
Well,
If
wouldn't
you
he
were-
know that going into the NFL too? Like, you have to work a lot harder than you do in college and high school.
And not just
everything.
that, but if you were a good competitor, you'd be tweeting every week, congrats to Brian Hoyer, we're 4-3. But by you being quiet in the locker room, that shows that your ego is hurt.
Does
and
he
that it's not
follow-
all about Manziel. 1 second here. Listen to me. Any quarterback would support the other quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm sure Brandon Whedon's happy for Romo when they were winning.
Jay Cutler was supporting Josh McCown when Jay Cutler got hurt, and Josh McCown was doing good for the Bears.
And Josh McCown was supporting Jay, still saying that he's the quarterback. Now, do you think Johnny Manziel follows Brian Hoyer on Twitter?
I'll have to check.
That'd be kind of interesting to see if that actually is true. Yeah.
That's actually a decent point. All right. It's just like people on Twitter were getting so mad at me. They're like, well, you're not in the locker room. You don't know what it's like. Of course I'm not. I'm just making an analogy. I just see it after games. He's probably moping on his phone. Yeah, babe, I mean, we're 4-3, but I'm not a part of it. And then she's like, don't worry. I'll treat you better
He's
later
probably
on.
saying that they'd be 7-0 and be winning games 50-0 with him starting.
And I'd be making it rain in the club and at the local comedy club in
And then
Cleveland.
he'd go on a holdout after they start 8-0, demanding a huge, ridiculous.
Well, I mean, if you're
salary.
losing to Jacksonville, you're not a good team as it is.
Who, the Browns?
Yeah, the Browns lost to Jacksonville a few weeks ago.
It's just a weird division because you have like Baltimore. I mean, Cincy's the best team there. You have
They've got what, Baltimore,
I don't know, Andy
Cincinnati, and
Andy Dalton's proven
the Steelers, right?
Well,
Yeah.
The problem is the Bengals, though. They have no receiving weapons. Other than A.J. Green, Marvin Jones is pretty good, except Jones is out for the year, and Green's done nothing because of his injury. So they have no receiving.
So
core.
you have a very competitive. What is that division? It's the.
That's the AFC North.
Thank you for saving me, Johnny Manziel. If you are so great as you want everyone to be, this is your time to shine, buddy.
And there's good quarterbacks in that division, too. I mean, he's playing with the likes of Ben Roethlisberger,
Andy
Joe
Dalton.
Flacco, and Andy Dalton.
And Brian Hoyer too, who's pretty good. Here's my point. If
Hoyer
you're
would probably be better on a really good team. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I think Hoyer could. Well, okay, I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Hoyer is actually a really good quarterback. And think about the weapons he's playing with. His running back is Ben Tate, and he has no receiving weapons.
Yeah, he's got a lot of upside. So anyway, yeah.
here's my point. Johnny Manziel, if you are so great, this is your time to shine, man. Especially if Brian Hoyer doesn't return. Quit your bitching in the locker room. Quit moping like a little girl in the corner and support your team and improve. Maybe call some of the all-time great quarterbacks so you can get advice. But what I'm saying is, if he keeps doing this and he keeps being more of a celebrity than he is an athlete, this will prove that Johnny Manziel is nothing more than an egotistical celebrity who needs to go party with Bieber.
Coming up, the Hoppe and Super Rich Show.
All right. What is coming up with this whole homecoming picture, this controversy?
Oh, yeah. 2 students are suspended after posting controversial Facebook photo. And
it's very weird. It's not the traditional Facebook homecoming pic, you know, where you have your friends around, the girls are in their nice tight dresses, the guys are in their nice suits.
Right.
Girls are looking hot.
And this is in Middleborough, Massachusetts.
In this picture, we will keep you hanging on. We won't let you know what it is. It's very strange. It isn't your traditional cutesy homecoming pic.
No, it's not.
I would be scared too. Call the show 630-785-2510. That's 630-785-2510. We will be right back on the Hoppe and Super Rich Show here on theijohnair.com. After this, BRB.
The Hoppe and Super Rich Show.
This is an official broadcast of Hoppe Radio. For more info, check out hopperadio.com and hoppesworld.com.